जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। 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 जय गोपी जनबल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनबल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनबल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जनबल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनार्दना। यशोदानन्दना व्रज यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनार्दना। यशोदानन्दना यमुनातीरावनाचार्य Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा जय राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ राधा 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 गोपी जन वल्लभ जय निताय पतिता पावन गौरंगी निताय पतिता पावन जय निताय पतिता प्रभु जय जय श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय। जय जय श्री निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि भगवान की जय। जय श्री राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ भगवान की जय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं स। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class. I seek blessings from all the pure devotees assembled here in person and in the Zoom. Before starting the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. So we'll be discussing Canto 4, Chapter 16, text number 15 and 16. Ranjaishyati yallokam ayam atma vichestitai athamam ahurajanam मनोरंजनकै प्रजा रञ्जयिष्यति यल्लोकम् Ranjaishati yallokam ayam atma vichestitai ayam atma vichestitai athamam ahurajanam मनोरंजन प्रजा मनोरंजन प्रजा decide one space
Ranjayishyati yallokam
ranjayishati yallokam
chesitai
ayam atma vichestitai
ahu rajanam
athamam ahurajanam
ranjanakai praya
मनोरंजन प्रजा
Ranjashyati yallokam
रञ्जयिष्यति यल्लोकम्
atma vichetitai
अयमात्मा विचेष्टितै
atamam ahu rajanam
अथामं राजानं
jannakai praja
मनोरञ्जनकै प्रजा synonyms रञ्जयिष्यति please yat
Yeah,
because
because
lokam
lokam
the entire universe ayam this king atma
atma
personal
person
vichestitai
chestitai
by activities
by activities.
atha
Atha
therefore amum him ahu they call rajanam the king mana ranjanakai very pleasing to the mind raja the citizens translation by his divine grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This king will please everyone by his practical activities, and all of his citizens will remain very satisfied because of this. The citizens will take great satisfaction in accepting him as their ruling king. I'll just read the text or verse 16. दृढ़व्रता सत्यसंधो ब्रह्मण सत्यसंधो ब्रह्मण्यो वृद्ध सेवक शरण्य सर्वभूतानां मानदो दीन वत्सला Translation and purport by His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So, translation. The king will be firmly determined and always situated in truth. He will be a lover of the Brahminical culture and will render all service to old men and give shelter to all surrendered souls. Giving respect to all, he will always be merciful to the poor and the innocent. Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. The word Vriddha Sevaka is very significant. Vriddha means old man. There are two kinds of old men. One is old by age and another is old by knowledge. This Sanskrit word indicates that one can be older by the advancement of knowledge. King Prithu was very respectful to the Brahmanas and he protected them. He also protected persons advanced in age. Whatever the king would decide to do, no one would be able to stop. That is called Dridha Sankalpa or Dridha Vrata. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So here the glories of Prithu Maharaj is continuing by narrating each and every of his qualities. Okay. Here again, the two of the qualities they are explaining. Like the first is the king will please everyone by his practical activities, not by just mere some words of speech. or some by practical activities and doing some like in practice doing something for the citizens rather than just giving some diplomatic speech. Okay. Like nowadays in democratic situation they only give speech, okay, but not the practical facilities they can give. But King Prithviraj, like he will give all the practical like facilities to the people. He will his words like work will speak, not that only the speech. And all of his citizens will be remain satisfied because he will give all the real facilities, like as it was said, like he'll collect taxes, but he'll distribute that, not that he'll engage everything for him. So when the citizens gets all the facilities they want for their like living and also performing their ritualistic activities, their pious activities, so ultimately they will be happy. So in one of these he's citing how he'll be doing all things practical in practice, okay, not just by mere telling, okay. And because of the citizens will take great satisfaction in accepting him as their ruling king. So because he will be taking care of the citizens nicely, so ultimately the citizens also will like him as a king. Okay. So if the citizens do not like the king, then there is a problem. Okay. So they will not perform. Okay. The their own activities, their duties also perfectly if they don't like. So if they are getting facilities, they will also be interested in submitting the tax. Okay, they will not like cheat on taxes. Or if there is no facilities, then anyway they will say, anyway we are not getting anything. What is the point of earning? What is the point of just earning to pay taxes? Nowadays they charge so much taxes, like almost around 50% taxes. Then people will be like very much disturbed. So why will we enjoy? Like on why will we on so much? Okay, like here the tax system is different, but I am not that much acquainted with. But like in India and all, like anyone earns like 15 lakh above, okay, per annum, and then 30 lakh above, then almost 30%, 40% he has to pay. So then someone will say it's better not to go to that tax bracket. Just for a little bit of earning, we have to sell out so much taxes. So people are frightened to give taxes because anyway they won't be getting that much benefit out of the government. So why will they give? So slowly they like they are envious or they develop hatredness to the government systems. But towards Prithu Maharaj, so the sages are saying, the Brahmanas are saying, because he'll be taking care nicely, he'll be distributing all the taxes in a proper way and taking care of the citizens. So the citizens will also ultimately like him very much. So, so both, so there will be a very nice kingdom coming up. And then next, very nicely in this purport, he explained. So, and in translation, it is said, the king will be firmly determined and always situated in truth. Okay? It is not that nowadays politics means always false. So, something different thing. They cannot be truthful. Yep. So, politics means we have to like 99.99% that whatever they are saying, it must be false. The truth first must be something else, but they are saying something. But Prithu Maharaj will be completely truthful, okay, ekdam transparent. Whatever is there, okay, he'll be transparent to the people. Not that he'll be like to the general people, to his own people, he'll be like लाइक जैसे बोलते हैं कि दिखाने के लिए कुछ हाथी का दांत, दिखाने के लिए कुछ और खाने के लिए कुछ और, तो वैसा नहीं है. तो वो हमेशा एकदम ट्रांसपेरेंट रहेंगे, उनका जो नीति रहेगा पूरा ट्रांसपेरेंट रहेगा, सबके लिए समान. सो everybody will get the equal status, facilities. Okay, so like that he will be, and he will be a lover of the Brahminical culture. Okay, this is very important. Brahminical culture means the people who are in the sattva, in the pure goodness and pure goodness. Okay, very good culture. So he'll be lover of that Brahminical culture. But if the king is not pious, then he will never like Brahminical culture, temple worship, okay, and the festivals of the Lord. They won't like. They will just promote, okay, all other industrialist things, hotel business. Okay, if you want to do some other like IPL, then you will get full tax benefits. So they like that very much. Yeah, yeah, people are enjoyed like enjoy. So they'll make these film cities. And for that, they very much inclination. They will have inclination, and in the name of secularism, they'll say no, no. Everybody should be secular. Secular means don't be godly. Yes. Like no God. Secular means okay. Give respect to all the it's a different types of energies of God or different gods. But in their name, by the name of so-called secularism, actually they are atheist, but they promote in the name of secularism. Okay, don't worship any god. Okay. So just become atheist and just enjoy. Okay, just do something or the other and pay taxes. So from the normal people, they want to extract tax from different kind, okay, from different sources. Now it is people also make memes like almost more than 50% they will take. So direct taxes, indirect taxes, and everything. And the industrialists and the rich people, what they will so they are all coordinated. Okay, I'll do this, and I'll put taxes like this. I'll get tax benefit like this, and they will just donate a heavy amount to the political parties. So the riches, so they coordinate among each other, and they squeeze the poor people, the people in general. So that is not the lover of Brahminical culture. So in Prithu Maharaj will not be such like this kind of demoniac atheistic thing. So because he's the Lord's avatar only, incarnation only. So he will be the Lord says like I like the Brahmanas very much. Okay, because Brahmanas, when the Brahmanas are fed, the Lord eats. So there are two mouths of the Lord, he says. One is Agni, one is fire, and another is the Brahman. So if you put something oblation in the fire, the Lord gets it to eat. If we put something in the mouth of the Brahman, we'll give feed to the Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, he gets. So Prithu Maharaj will be very much favorable to the Brahminical culture and will render all service to old men and give shelter to all surrendered souls. Okay. So immediately Prabhupada writes like Bruddha Sevaka. Bruddha means not only by age. He immediately points out that Bruddha, Varishta means one he is also learned. If he is learned in Shastras, in proper knowledge, then he is also Varishta. So in that in that Varishta means Prabhupada says like the Brahmanas, okay, the learned person. So they are also Vriddha. And so he'll be taking care of both of them, like both the Brahmanas and the old age people. So it is a customary, like in all our Puranas, we can see, like right from the beginning, it has been given that the old people, the child and woman should always be given shelter and the priority in everything. Okay, so that is there, and that culture has been continuing. Like now, like in US and all, also it is like normally in every country and states, it is a customary that they are given priority. If old people are there, kids are there, women are there, so they should be given priority. And Prithu Maharaj also will be given shelter to the old people. Not that nowadays, like in US, some facilities are there, I mean, like, but in India and all, they don't care. Like the government normally doesn't much take care of those or give shelter to the old people. They'll say, okay, only like their son or descendants who are there, they should take care of. If there is no descendant, okay, there is no one in his family to take care, then he will be abandoned only. But the king or the administrators who are there, they should see to it that if there is one person who is in old age, okay, and if he doesn't have anything, then they should give them the shelter. That's why, like Prithu Maharaj's pastimes, it gives a elaborate system of how the administration, how a king should practice to give practical facilities to the citizens. And then he says the surrendered souls. If anyone is surrendered, then he should be given protection. Okay, even up to last few centuries, where we can see, like in Indian history, like the kings, they were so merciful and abide by the rules and regulations that if anyone surrenders to him, they'll not kill, no matter how much like enmity would have been there. So if someone surrenders, then he should be pardoned. There is no point of enmity and enviousness there. Okay, surrender means actually he actually accepts the service like as a servant. Okay, like if I accept that yes, I am now your servant, you are my master. Okay, then how can a master can kill, okay, a servant? Okay, when one is coming to render service. So when one is surrendered, it has to be he has to be protected. Okay? That quality from the Lord itself, it comes like the Lord is very merciful to the surrendered soul. If one is surrendered, he cannot say no. Okay, वो उनका वो तो व्यवस्था है कि अगर कोई आ रहा है कि मैं पूरा समर्पित, आज से मैं आपका हो गया, इसलिए बोलते हैं हे राम मैं आपका आज से हो गया, तो भगवान अब मना नहीं कर सकते उसको, बस उसका टेक केयर करना ही पड़ेगा. So he has to take care. So like that, because the king is also representative of the Lord. Okay, so the Lord doesn't directly take care of those citizens. So through energy, through material nature, he facilitates everything. And for the to see that, so in the on the ground, then he has the king or the administrator, okay, to directly physically distribute these facilities to the citizens. Although he has lot of many administrators, like on upper planetary systems, then again they are there, okay, just to make sure that different things are provision to them. And here in the earthly planet, practically to facilitate that, distribute that, then the king is the representative of the Lord. So like that, for distributing the knowledge, the saintly people are there. So how to practically distribute this knowledge? So the Lord has already given the shastras, the scriptures, but someone has to give. Not everyone will just pick up the shastras and start reading. So he sends those sages and saintly person, the devotees, whose responsibility is to act on behalf of Krishna to distribute this knowledge to people in general so that people get benefited. And the last thing is he's saying he will always be merciful to the poor and innocent. Okay, so if one is poor, it is said like dinero adhika कृपा करें भगवान. Okay, if one is very poor, dinhin hai. So to that, the Lord is too much merciful. But one is, if one is very much like opulent, okay, and he has everything, all facilities, then the Lord is not, the Lord says, okay, anyway, he has everything, so he will come to me automatically. So, because how? Because in one of the, like in Nalkuvar and Manikreva pastime, we can see like how Narad Muni in few slokas, okay, Narad Muni describes like how if one get all riches, then that spoils that person. And how to become poor automatically, it brings in a lot of good qualities. Okay. So as soon as he saw this Manigrave and Nalkova, so Narad Muni, like in few slokas, he started describing that. Okay. So he says, Narad Muni said, so among the attractions of the material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewilders one's intelligence more than anything else. Janma Aishwarya Swatasriya. These four things will madden anyone to get closer and restrict, prevent him getting closer to the Lord. But he says, out of these four also, the riches, the Aishwarya is the most dangerous, more than the beauty. Okay? And more than being born in a so like aristocratic family or Brahminical family, okay? Or more than being very knowledgeable. If riches is a very so unable to control their senses, the Narad Muni says. So Prabhupada writes, rascals who are falsely proud of their riches of their birth in aristocratic families are so cruel that to maintain their perishable bodies, which they think will never grow old or die, they will kill poor animals without mercy. Sometimes they kill animals merely to enjoy an excursion or a very nice trip. Okay. So, if like on this purport, Guru Maharaj very nicely explains. He talks a lot on this. Like all these, most of the sinful activities are being done by the rich people only because they have all the facilities. By using the money, their wealth, they do all kind of sinful activities like that. They are so mad. So if someone has money, he thinks he can protect his body. So Narad Muni says they are so mad that they think this their body will not die. If poor person is there, this अरे वो तो मरने का लायक ही है, उस पैसा नहीं है तो क्या करेगा, उस दवाई भी नहीं कर पाएगा, तो he is fit for dying. I have money means my body is like imperishable. Okay, I'll do something or other and I'll keep this body fit. But we can see the average like death age, it is same for the poor and the rich also. They don't realize that. So they spend so much money on the body, but still on and around at that same average level which comes to death, the rich also will die, the poor will also die. So here he also says like sometimes just to go somewhere enjoy, they will kill the poor animals for business or something else. And then Narad Muni says, like while living, one may be proud of their one body, thinking oneself very big man, minister, president, or even demigod. But whatever one may be, after that, this body will turn into their worms, into stool, into ashes. Okay? If one kills poor animals to satisfy the temporary whims of this body, one does not know that he will suffer in the next birth. For such a sinful miscreant must go to hell and suffer the result of his actions. Okay. And going further, he says, like while alive, so one is employed somewhere, then the employer thinks, okay, this person belongs to me, like for 8 hour, 9 hour, whatever I have to tell, he will do. Okay. Or if mother and father is there, he'll say, okay, it is my son. So I'll instruct him. So they will think that, okay, this body is mine. So like that, there are so many people, they think that, so Narad Muni says, then so many claimants of the body, but who is actual claimant of that? Okay, there are so many people. So after that, when he dies, either he will be burnt Okay, or if it is thrown away somewhere, so the dogs or jackals will eat. Okay, or if it is like buried on the ground, the some worms they will eat. Okay, so like that. So actually, he doesn't know that who is the actual claimant. Without like last line, he says not to ascertain this, but instead to maintain the body by sinful activities is not good. Without knowing, like if you are taking, I'm taking care of this phone, so I know this phone belongs to myself, so that's why I'm taking care of this phone so much. I'm very much worried about it. So if I know who is the proper owner of this body, then I would not do so much sinful activities, even sinful activities, to just to maintain this body. So in the next sloka, Narad Muni says, actually it is a common property. This body is common property. Okay, whoever, like sometimes when he goes to work, for that period of time, it belongs to the employer. Okay, घर पे आया, so sometimes wife claims. Okay, sometimes the children will say, Papa, you have to do for me for half an hour this. So now he's lost his freedom. Sometimes the grandparents, the parents, they'll instruct something. Okay, so like that, there are so many claimants are there. So he says it is a common property of everyone. They- So why are you so much worried about common property of everyone? When we see something in the road and say, "Hey, this is state property. Why I have to be worried about this? Somebody will come and take care of this. This is none of my business." So like that, the body also we have to see like how much it is mine. There are so many people who are getting benefited out of it. So it is just a common property. So Narad Muni, that's why he says, under the circumstances, who but a rascal claims this property as his own, and while maintaining it commits such sinful activities as killing animals just to satisfy his whims. Prabhupada says, unless one is a rascal, one cannot commit such sinful activities. And then the here after giving all this purport about the riches, okay, he says like only becoming rich, okay, just instigates a lot of sinful activities. Then he says atheistic fools and rascals who are very much proud of wealth fail to see things as they are. Therefore, returning them to poverty is the proper ointment for their eyes, so they may see the things as they are. So by looking at the this Nalgovar and Manigrave, so Narad Muni actually is finding out the root cause. The root cause is their riches. Because they are so rich, they have become blind. So what is the like remedy? So they should be given poverty. Then that is the ointment to see as it is. So he says, जिसको कभी काटा चुभा नहीं है, उसको दर्द समझ में नहीं आएगा. If one is not poor, he will not know the hunger it is. But if one is poor, then only he'll get to know what is the hunger. So like that, at least a poverty-stricken man can realize how painful poverty is. A rich man can never realize what poverty is and what hunger is, and therefore he'll not want others to be in a painful condition like his own. इसलिए like Gautam Buddha also he said, the people who are killing animals, can you not feel the pain? If you just pinch a needle, you'll feel so much pain. But if you cut the throat of an animal, how much pain he'll get? Can't you know? That's why. So Narad Muni also is giving the example here. Okay, like if one is pricked by pins, can understand the pain of others who have been pricked. So realizing that this pain is the same for everyone, he does not want others to suffer in this way. So like that, Narad Muni says, a poverty-stricken man must automatically undergo austerities and penances. Okay? Without wanting also, automatically, sometimes you won't have anything to eat. Okay, he won't have money to enjoy anything. Okay, Guru Maharaj used to say, कि गरीब लोग क्या खाएगा वो क्या पशु मारेगा क्या, शराब पिएगा, पैसा ही नहीं है उसके पास, खाने के लिए पैसा नहीं है। ये जितना पाप करते हैं, पशु को मारना, शराब पीना, व्यभिचार करना, गरीब आदमी कितना कर ले, नहीं कर पाए। But the richest, because they have wealth, they engage all this money in all these sinful activities. Okay, that's why if one is poor, some they think it is a curse, but only because they think it is our nature to enjoy the material things. But if one is devoted to the Lord, he will understand that this is a boon that I have become poor in this material world. So I don't have any facilities to like give the enjoyment to the senses and become entangled in this. So Narad Muni says being poor is very good, I think. Always in need of food, shelter, and clothing, he must be satisfied with what is obtained by the mercy of providence. This is the greatest thing. Like all our most of our acharyas and all, because they realized they voluntarily, willfully left everything, all the riches. Rupa Goswami, he just threw away like all these gold coins. First, he distributed few things, and then he just threw away all those things, these gold coins, and ran away out of it. And then some people were just collecting it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving the analogy. See, for someone who sees these gold coins and all as like death, he just throwing it away, and someone is collecting with so much dearness. So, like that, this richness, if it is not employed properly at the lotus feet of the Lord, then it is very dangerous. It will just lead to sinful activities. And Narad Muni says, undergoing such compulsory austerities is good for him because this purifies him and completely frees him from false ego. So this is one of the best boon and benefit of being poor. So in whatever condition what is here in this material world, that doesn't bereft him doing devotional service to the Lord. So normal conception is that if one is very opulent, he has all facilities, then only he can worship the Lord. He can do all the devotional services nicely. No, here what Narad Muni is saying. Narad Muni is saying it is very good to become pure, like to become poor, so that automatically he will be forced to do austerities. He'll be just living under the mercy of the providence, and this will purify his heart automatically. So he says, always hungry, longing for sufficient food, a poverty-stricken man gradually becomes weaker and weaker, having no extra potency. His senses are automatically pacified. A poverty-stricken man, therefore, is unable to perform harmful, envious activities. In other words, such a man automatically gains the results of austerities and penances adopted voluntarily by saintly persons. A poor man automatically gets those what the saintly people gets voluntarily doing all the penances and austerities. Unnecessarily, people think that are poor means he must have bad karma, this, that. He cannot do anything good. But Narad Muni is glorifying such to the poor people that they have automatically like inbuilt feature with them which will enable them to get all the good qualities and obtain the mercy of the Lord. Saintly persons may freely associate. This is again now comes like how the poor people get the mercy of the Lord easily. The saintly person may freely associate with the poor people. Like Guru Maharaj, time and again, many times used to say, like we have practically seen, it is very easy for us, like the sannyasis, to approach any poor people. They will be gladdened. They'll say, oh, bhagya hai Maharaj, Maharaj aap aaye, itna ki. But rich people, if we call, he will be busy. He will not get a, give appointment itself. So That's why the saintly people also, they will always go to the poor people's door, because they are very easily approachable. They will welcome. They will have enough time. Okay. And they will listen. But rich people, they won't have any time. They will not welcome that much. पहले अपॉइंटमेंट लेना पड़ेगा. घर के बाहर लिखा रहेगा, कुत्ते के प्रति सावधान, beware of dogs. तो क्यों साधु जाएगा उनके घर पे? तो जा ही नहीं सकता है. कुत्ते से कटवाने के लिए थोड़ी जाएगा. तो हमारा बोलते हैं, तो इट इज वेरी इजी. दे आर बहुत सरल रहते हैं. दे आर वेरी सिंपल. दे हैव टाइम. दे आर वेलकमिंग. And they are very grateful when the saintly people approach. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, a sannyasi should never see the face of a rich people, a king. He is actually not talking about like Maharaj Pratap Rudra, but in general, he is giving the like standard of sannyasis. How should they be? They should not be after the rich people that they will get some nice heavy donations. So, Navadmuni says, a poverty-stricken man, by association with saintly persons, very soon becomes uninterested in material desires, and the dirty things within the core of his heart are cleansed away. Anyway, he did not have anything, although he was longing. If he was longing for anything to get by the association of the saintly person, that will also go away from his heart. अभी सोचा पहले तो कुछ था ही नहीं, फालतू में मैं सोच रहा था ये मिल जाएगा वो मिल जाएगा. और वो भी जो कलमश रहता है हृदय में, that impurities in the heart to get something, okay, because others are enjoying, I am not enjoying, I am poor guy. But after the association of the saintly people, so that impurity in the heart, that desire also will go away. Saintly persons think of Krishna 24 hours a day. They have no other interest. Why should people neglect the association of such exalted spiritual personalities and try to associate with materialists, taking shelter of non devotees, most of whom are proud and rich? Okay. Narad Muni says, why someone would being take association with the rich people, the so-called administrators, the industrialists? What they have? Only some money, and they are puffed up. They are too much proud. Okay. If instead of that, if one just associates with the saintly people who are 24 hour in the Krishna Kirtan, he'll get all benefits. And lastly, he says, therefore, since the two persons drunk with liquor named Varuni or Madhavi and unable to control their senses have been blinded by pride and celestial opulence and have become attached to women, I shall relieve them of their false prestige. So Narad Muni concludes, because of the riches they have become, ज्यादा पैसा नहीं है तो कहाँ से पिएगा शराब? पैसा होगा तो ला कर रखते 500 साल पुराना. हाँ. So another one says, now I have to give him a lesson. Okay, if I will make them, so not even he made them poor, just to, and along with all other things, he made them trees. Okay, now there is nothing to enjoy now. No clothes is for your desire, and okay, no other different kind of enjoyment, food stuff, and mingling with women. Nothing, just to stand still. Have some water from beneath the earth. That's it. So when 100 years of the devatas, demigods pass on, then they will be getting mercy of the Lord. Okay. So Narad Muni just made them poor, poorest of the poor, just to become tree, and you will get mercy, okay, through me by Nandanandan. So like that, if one is poor, if he doesn't get some facilities because of the lack of wealth, one should not be very much morose. Okay. One should be feel happy that if voluntarily I have to fast someday, he should be like happy that anyway voluntarily I could not do. So forcefully I am doing the fasting. Actually, some of the Ekadasi Mahatmyas, I don't exactly remember. I earlier I used to read the Ekadasi Mahatmyas. So in some of them, it is said like some devotees they forcefully they observed the Ekadasi and they got the benefit of doing the Ekadasi fasting. So by the providence only, it is all the arrangements that one becomes poor. So he should take the facility of being poor without being disturbed. Otherwise, whatever the condition, one may be disturbed. Whether one is poor or rich, there is no benefit. Okay. So through the like that, we should take benefit of whatever conditions we are in and try to achieve the mercy of the Vaishnavas and the Lord. Okay, so that's why Prabhupada had always this confidence that no one is bereft of the mercy of the Lord. Everyone can get the mercy. In order they are willing to come to Krishna consciousness, then it can be activated. So with this, I'll pause my speech here. If anyone has any reflections, comments, please here in Zoom or in person.
Well, thank you for the wonderful class. Very wonderful point. I was just contemplating on this point about the poor people. I was just thinking about few exceptions there. I was thinking about Dronacharya. His son would ask for the milk. He was so poor that he didn't have milk. He would give the rice starch or whatever is there, right? Rice water, that this is milk.
Mhm.
But we see the whole story of Ashwadama. I don't know, you can add on that, but my understanding is that whole time he did nonsense only actually.
Mm.
Going on Duryodhana's side, killing Draupadi's kids. And even after that he was left by Krishna and Arjuna. Then again he tried to kill um, another grandson. So I'm just thinking about it from that perspective.
There is always exceptions. Like there are exceptions.
Yeah.
Okay. Rich people, they are pure devotees also, engaging everything in the service of the Lord. And there are poor people who are thieves and rocks. But like Shastras, when they give, like it is just to like give the exact pointers wherein in whatever condition you are, you can be spoiled also, you can be a pure devotee also.
Yes.
Nothing guarantees that if you have money, then you will engage in Krishna service only. Okay. Like people say, okay, if you become brahmachari now, then your life is successful. Becoming brahmachari also you may spoil. Or someone getting married also you can lead a good life. So any specific ashram doesn't guarantee you devotional.
Yeah.
So it's any material point of varna or any ashram doesn't guarantee the like bhakti of the Lord. That we should understand. So that's why our acharyas and Narad Muni always stress that anyone can do. But normal conception is in material world, if one is rich, he can easily serve the Lord. He can get all the facilities for devotional service. If one is poor, he'll not get. So that Narad Muni completely defying that in those statements.
Thank you.
Yes.
I really liked your point about you made a point about how Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami they had lot of like riches and stuff, but they distributed and then they just threw all the gold coins. So I remember one point um, from Maharashtra actually. It's Tukaram Maharaj. Tukaram Maharaj was guru of our Shivaji Maharaj, and Shivaji Maharaj sent many gold necklaces and ornaments for their wives and children.
Mhm.
And then, of course, when they sent it, they wore it, their wives and children. But then, when Tukaram Maharaj came to know that these riches they have sent, Tukaram Maharaj said that remove all this gold, every gold ornaments, and then he sent the gold ornaments again. He said that this will entangle you in this material world. So I connected that.
Yes. Yes, most of the saintly people in India and riches, they never, when they realized, then they never accepted the wealth and richness. Because that Like all our Rajarishis, if you see, they were there in the until the time they were king, they were there. But finally, at the end of the life, they left everything. All these rishis. They say always we cannot engage all these things. If we have to purify our senses up to the topmost level, then his wealth has to be left out ultimately. Okay, we'll stop here. If anything is there from Zoom, you can add, or we'll be stopping the class now. जय जय श्री ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय गौर प्रेमानंद